Our little Airbnb was right in the heart of Lisbon, so just put on a pair of good walking shoes, and as you wander around Lisbon, you will discover another piece of history or beautiful laneway everywhere you go. Little cafes and bars line the streets waiting for you to take a break. Or you can always hop on tram 28, which runs past all the major historical districts of Lisbon. Home to many of the explorers that discovered the worlds we live in today, Lisbon was totally destroyed by an earthquake and tsunami in 1755. Along with the great loss of life, all the maps and great works of art were lost in the fires that came next. The Carmel Convent was the largest church in Lisbon at the time. Now it is a museum showing the devastation of the earthquake. It is quite eerie walking through it and being able to see the sky above you. It is also a great place to view the city. Our next stop was Belém, just a short ride away. It's the parish of Belém, home of the famous Portuguese custard pastries. The original recipe was made by the monks of Geronimo's monastery. We definitely needed one before we started our walk around the Belém waterfront. While here, be sure to stop at the Monument of the Discoveries, which celebrates the Portuguese age of exploration during the 15th and 16th centuries. At the point of the monument is Henry the Navigator, with 16 famous people from the age of the discoveries on each side for a total of 33 statues. The compass rose shows the routes of the ships that left Belém to discover the New World. A little further down the waterfront is the Belém Tower, erected in the late 15th century as part of a defense system to protect the mouth of the Tagus River. From the top of both of these structures, you have a lovely view of the monastery and the parish of Belém. After a few busy days, we are off to the Algarve. Our timeshare is near the little town of Almansil and beside the beautiful Quinta do Lago beach. Whether you like the waves crashing as you walk or listening to the beautiful birds and marsh creatures, Quinta do Lago has both. A beautiful boardwalk out to the amazing beach and dunes, or a pathway through the saltwater marsh, where if the tide is out, you can watch the clammers digging for dinner, or the golfers trying to get a par on the beautiful ocean holes. The beach is also dotted with beautiful restaurants sitting on footings, where you can listen to the crash of the waves and see beautiful sunsets as you enjoy the local catches of the day and a beautiful bottle of Portuguese wine. From Julia's to Izzy's to Maria's, you can eat at a different beach restaurant every night. Almansil is a great location for discovering the beautiful little towns of the Algarve. Our first stop is the historical town of Faro. The first settlements dated from the 4th century BC. Now it is home to a busy little international airport. The historic center is encircled by ancient walls full of lovely little cafes and entertainment, while just outside of the walls is a busy marina where you can catch a boat ride or pick up the fresh catch of the day. If you love beaches, then be sure to visit the beautiful little fishing town of Faragudo. Their main square has a number of cafes with something for everyone. A short walk from there takes you through the colorful fishing port where the nets are set out to dry after being filled up earlier with the amazing fish of the region. As you continue your walk, you come to the vast Praia Grande beach. Here you can walk right under the castle of Arade, if the tide is out. The water was very calm and warm here. A lot of beer was served at the yacht club, nestled on the beach just 50 feet from the water. If you feel up to a little bit more of a hike, you can keep going and climb up the cliff to see the Ponta do Altar lighthouse on the other side. At the top of the cliff is a community of beautiful large houses looking out over the water. The trail literally goes for miles, joining up many of the small towns along the coast. It is definitely one of my favorite towns in the Algarve, and I could picture myself spending a Canadian winter here. Finally, we were heading to Beniguel in a boat trip, not only to see the caves, but also to see the beautiful coastline of the Algarve. If you head west along the coast, the beautiful pristine beaches of Quinta del Lago change to magnificent cliffs and secluded coves. It is a long, windy road to get down to it, but oh so worth it. We buy our tickets for the boat. We are up in 1.5 hours. Time for a quick lunch and a short hike along the top to look down into the caves. Thankfully, the water isn't too rough, so we are ready to go. Our little boat whips up and down the coast, in and out of caves. We did get a little wet, but nothing we couldn't handle. Lagash is about 1.5 hours from where we are staying, mostly highway driving. We head straight to the Ponta de Piedade with its beautiful arches and lovely coves. Today we are just doing a walking tour, but there are lots of boat trips and kayak tours through the rocks. Next time. Lagash definitely has something for everyone. An amazing town with great shopping and too many restaurants and cafes to count. Walking, biking, hiking, and beaches for as far as the eye can see. The old and the new blend together side by side. Visit the Forte de Ponta da Bandeira, built in the 17th century, and when you leave, go and rent a colorful kayak to explore the cliffs and seabirds that flourish in the area. Vilamora is a beautiful, modern-day Gulf community located between two of the most beautiful beaches in the central Algarve, the Praia de Vilamora and the Praia da Felicia, which extends for 5 kilometers. If you don't get enough walking on the golf courses, you can end your day walking the beaches and having a glass of wine on one of their many beachside restaurants. Our favorite was the Rocco Vecchina. If you don't want to eat out every night, there's a lovely market down on the water with every type of fish, octopus, and crustacean you can imagine. There is also a large marina with dolphin and cave tours. This was our first trip to the Algarve, and it won't be our last. The scenery, the people, the dining, the wine were all 5 stars. Can't wait to come back.